Hey there, globetrotters and armchair adventurers. Ever dreamt of that perfect getaway, only to have it turn into a scene from a bad spy movie? Well, guess what? The world is getting more efficient, and unfortunately, that includes the folks trying to separate you from your hard-earned vacation fund. Yes, my friends, scammers are leveling up, and they're about as subtle as a flamingo in a library. Today, we're diving deep into the underworld of travel trickery, exposing the most insanely cunning scams that are lurking out there, waiting to pounce on unsuspecting tourists. I'm talking about scams so sneaky, they make a chameleon look obvious. And trust me, you do not want to learn about these the hard way. We almost fell victim to one of these traps just a few days ago. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be a scam-spotting ninja, ready to outsmart even the craftiest of con artists. Alright, picture this. You found the restaurant, the reviews are glowing, the menu looks divine, it's got that I'm on vacation vibe. The kind of place where you can almost hear the clinking of glasses and the soft murmur of happy diners. You stroll up, ready for a culinary masterpiece, and bam! You're met by a guy who looks like he just stepped out of a security guard catalog, complete with a walkie-talkie that's probably just connected to his grandma. He's got that overzealous look in his eyes, like he's been waiting all day just for you. He's overly enthusiastic, practically shoving you towards a back alley that smells vaguely of old fish and desperation. You start to wonder if this is part of some hidden camera show. This, my friends, is your first red flag. The kind of red flag that waves so hard it could generate its own windstorm. See, a lot of restaurants, especially in tourist hotspots, hire these guys to drum up business. They're like the Pied Pipers of the culinary world, luring you in with promises of gastronomic delights. They promise you the world, authentic cuisine, the chef's secret recipe, a table with a view of the neighbor's laundry, but the reality is often far less appealing. The food might be bland, the service slow, and the ambiance more dive bar than fine dining. Now, I'm not saying every restaurant with a chatty greeter is a scam, but trust your gut. If the greeter is more interested in getting you inside than answering your questions, that's a clue. If something feels off, it probably is. Your intuition is your best friend in these situations. Do your research, check multiple review sites, and don't be afraid to walk away if you get those bad vibes. Look for consistency in reviews. If multiple people mention the same issues, it's likely true. Remember, you're on vacation. Don't settle for a culinary experience that's less than stellar. Seek out those hidden gems that offer not just a meal, but a memory. After all, great food is one of the best parts of traveling. So take your time, explore, and savor every bite. Because the right restaurant is out there, waiting to make your trip unforgettable. We're talking about the dreaded price switcheroo. You know, where that special margarita you ordered suddenly costs more than your flight to get there, and the menu you saw? Yeah, that was just for decoration. And the staff? They suddenly morph from friendly waiters into a group of people who look like they could bench press a small car. And guess what? There are multiple reports of this happening in Japan of all places. So, yeah, that hidden gem might just be hiding a whole lot of financial pain. Trust me, you don't want to end up reenacting that scene from Friends where Joey has to work off his meal. See, these fake officials are banking on your trust in authority. They might claim you've broken a law you've never even heard of, or that your visa is expired. Their goal? To extort money from you, of course. They'll pressure you, intimidate you, and make you feel like you have no choice but to pay up. But here's the thing. Real police officers don't usually operate like that. They won't demand bribes or threaten to throw you in jail for a minor infraction. So what's the takeaway? Be wary of anyone approaching you claiming to be an official, especially if they're asking for money or personal information. If you're unsure, ask to see their identification, and don't be afraid to contact the local authorities if you feel threatened. Now let's talk about a scam that's so cunning, it almost got us. It's a story that could happen to anyone, especially in this digital age where we rely so heavily on online services. We use Booking.com all the time, right? It's convenient, usually reliable, and has become a go-to for many travelers looking to book their next adventure. But even the most trusted platforms can be exploited by those with malicious intent. But even this platform isn't immune to the dark arts of deception. Cybercriminals are always on the lookout for new ways to trick unsuspecting users, and this time, they targeted Booking.com users with a very convincing phishing scam. We got a message, the Booking.com app, mind you, claiming that our reservation wasn't confirmed. This message looked incredibly authentic, complete with the Booking.com logo and a professional tone. Our credit card was supposedly rejected. It wasn't, we checked. The message urged us to update our payment information immediately to avoid losing our reservation. The sense of urgency was palpable, designed to make us act without thinking. And we needed to update our payment information immediately to avoid losing our reservation. The link provided in the message seemed legitimate at first glance, but there were subtle red flags. Now, here's where things get really sneaky. The scammers had done their homework. The link in the message led to a website that was almost identical to the real Booking.com site. It had the same layout, colors, and even similar URLs. The message included a link to update our information, and it looked legit. But something felt off. The URL was slightly different, and the sense of urgency seemed a bit too forced. These small details made us pause and reconsider. So we did what any savvy traveler would do. We contacted Booking.com directly, through their official website, not the link in the message. This step is crucial because it ensures that you're communicating with the real company and not a scammer. And guess what? It was a phishing scam. The representative from Booking.com confirmed that they had not sent any such message, and that our reservation was perfectly fine. This revelation was both a relief and a wake-up call. The link would have taken us to a fake website designed to steal our credit card information. These scammers are getting more sophisticated, and it's becoming harder to distinguish between real and fake messages. So, the lesson here is clear. Always be wary of unsolicited messages, even if they appear to be from a trusted source. Phishing scams are designed to exploit our trust and create a sense of urgency that makes us act without thinking. If you're ever in doubt, contact the company directly using their official contact information. This simple step can save you from a lot of trouble and potential financial loss. Don't let these digital tricksters ruin your trip. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and always double-check before you click on any links or provide any personal information. Safe travels. The credit card caper. Let's talk plastic, shall we? Paying for your meal in a foreign country can be a minefield. In the US, we're used to handing our credit cards over to the waiter, no big deal. But in many other countries, that's a big no-no. Why? Because they're supposed to bring the card machine too. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal, it's just easier this way. But here's the thing, when you hand over your card, you're giving someone else complete control over it. They could easily take it into the back, write down your information, and you'd be none the wiser. And that's not even the worst of it. Some restaurants have been known to have two card machines, one that processes your payment normally, and another that's rigged to steal your information. So what's the solution? Simple, always insist on paying at your table. Don't let anyone take your card out of your sight. It might seem like a small thing, but it could save you a whole lot of trouble down the line. The contactless ATM trap. We've all heard of ATM skimmers, those bulky devices that steal your card info, but the scammers have evolved. Now they're using glue. Yes, you heard that right, glue. They put glue in the card slot, jamming it up so you can't insert your card. You try, but it's no use. Frustrated, you give up and walk away. And that's when the scammer swoops in. They helpfully offer to fix the machine, all while watching you enter your PIN. Once you're gone, they use a tool to remove your card and go on a spending spree. So how do you avoid this sticky situation? First, always check the ATM for anything suspicious before you use it. If the card slot feels sticky or looks tampered with, walk away. And second, if your card does get stuck, don't let anyone help you. Call your bank immediately and report the incident. The SIM card. Shenanigans. Ah, the SIM card saga. We've been burned on this one, not once but twice. It's a tale of woe and wisdom filled with lessons learned the hard way. First, in Cambodia, our hotel arranged a tuk-tuk driver to pick us up. He seemed friendly enough and offered to stop for a SIM card, claiming there were none near our hotel. We were new to the area and didn't know any better, so we agreed. Little did we know, this was the beginning of our troubles. We fell for it, paid for a 30-day plan, and guess what? It expired the next day. We were left high and dry with no way to contact anyone or access the internet. It was a frustrating experience, to say the least. Turns out they'd activated an old SIM card and pocketed the difference. We felt duped and embarrassed. But we chalked it up to a learning experience and moved on, hoping our next destination would be better. Then, in Vietnam, we bought a SIM card from a seemingly legit shop. The store looked professional, and the staff seemed knowledgeable. We thought we were in the clear. It worked for a few days, then poof! Gone. No data, no calls, nothing. We were back to square one, stranded without a connection in a foreign land. It was as if the universe was playing a cruel joke on us. We later learned that this is a common scam. Unscrupulous vendors sell you a working SIM card, then remotely deactivate it and resell it to someone else. It's a vicious cycle that preys on unsuspecting travelers. They sell you a working SIM card, then remotely deactivate it and resell it to someone else. It's a well-oiled machine of deceit, and we were just another cog in their scam. So, how do you avoid this digital highway robbery? It's not as difficult as it seems, but it does require a bit of vigilance and knowledge. First, buy your SIM card from official stores or reputable providers. These places are less likely to engage in shady practices and are more likely to offer genuine products. Second, activate it yourself and make sure it's registered in your name. This way, you have control over the SIM card, and it's less likely to be tampered with. And third, if you're ever in doubt, ask a local you trust for recommendations. Locals often know the best places to buy SIM cards, and can steer you away from potential scams. Don't let these SIM card shenanigans leave you stranded without a connection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and you'll be able to navigate the digital landscape with ease. Happy travels! Stay safe, stay savvy. If you enjoyed this adventure into the underbelly of the travel world, hit that subscribe button like it's the last slice of pizza. And please share your own scam stories in the comments below. Let's help each other outsmart these con artists and keep our travel adventures fun, safe, and scam-free. I might even feature your story in a future video. Until then, happy travels and stay savvy.